Next, we're going to be talking about a book called Smarter Than You Think by Clive Thompson. And Sophia, would you like to give us a brief introduction?
I actually thought the book was great. I personally think it was a brilliant book, and from hearing so much about how online is so negative, and for once I read something that it says actually online is positive and you can use it. It's making you so much more active. The writer says that we're never usually active, we never hear, we never write anything, and we don't read as much. Actually, online changes that. We write so much online, but every single day we write more than the US library contains, really. And I think it's brilliant that we use online to communicate, and we're not just using it, we're actually also typing and learning from it. And I think it was a great book. I genuinely enjoyed it. I think I agree with the guy that he says that it changes people, that I think they get smarter, and I do think they get smarter, which technology is supposed to make us a bit think that we're more dumb. But I think technology that online actually does make us smarter. It does make us sit there and type and take our everything out, put everything that we have in our minds. Whether when you write, you spend so much time with your wrist and you're just I'm tired, I don't want to do this. Where the guy says on the book that actually we do type, but we do say things because of online. And he gave some examples about people that never used online before, and they start since they had that chance to put their make their new blog and start putting their stuff. They've opened up to the world by posting things and writing things. So I think it's brilliant. I really enjoyed the book. I did enjoy reading it, and I do agree with it.
Earlier we talked about anonymity online in the context of cyberbullying. In this book, we hear of the sexual harassment of girls at at-risk groups online. A quote from Laurie Penny reads, "An opinion, it seems, is the short skirt of the internet." Is that something you've experienced? Do you feel being anonymous is a necessary defence in some contexts?
I think it's great in the way that she tries to protect herself. But I think on the other side, then why is she using online if she's scared of this? Why is she putting herself up there if she's scared of what people are going to think about it? Because basically she's lying to people. I don't think you should lie to you should lie in a certain place and time, but I think she's just lying and she kind of encourages people to do the same thing. I think if she's not ready online, then I think she should stay out of it.
That effectively means that the bullies can win if people are not using the internet because they're being abused online.
I think for bullies, just give them a weak person, and they're gonna literally jump on the person. I think they use the anonymous, that they're trying to protect themselves. Yeah, but it doesn't exactly protect you from life anyway. I think if you're not ready to face online, I don't think you should try and get on it and use anonymous accounts and stuff. I that's my personal opinion, really. I think as a person, I don't mind going on it, so that's why I use myself. But if I wasn't ready, I wouldn't go there anyway, even if it was anonymous.
How do you feel, Damien, about the decision of social networks such as Facebook, Google+, and Quora to ban anonymity?
Well, I reckon I agree with Sophia quite a lot on this subject, even though it's good to be anonymous in some aspects. You lie to people if you're going to be anonymous, and you can't form a true friendship with someone if you're going to be anonymous.
What about people that are in countries that aren't democratic?
Yeah, well, that is completely different. For me, that would be really tough, going into somewhere like Russia and stuff, due to my sexuality, and well, it would work to be anonymous there, it would help a lot, but, well, I don't know, it depends on the situation, if I'm honest.
These social networks have one rule for all countries.
Yeah, true.
No.
But you don't have to tell everyone your sexuality if you don't want to, and if you don't want to stay on a social networking site. Everything is your choice. We all have a choice. If we don't want to be on Facebook, then we don't have to be on Facebook and we can be anonymous. We don't have to tell anything to anyone over the internet if we don't want to. We choose to be on Facebook. And in my opinion, you don't have to say everything on social media because you still have to have some private life, and what Facebook is doing is cutting your private life away from you, and social media makes everything known to everyone, which is a great thing always. You have to keep some personal things to yourself, and not everybody knows everything about me because obviously you shouldn't show everything about yourself, so you don't have to put everything on Facebook, but then again you don't have to be anonymous, you have to find the right balance between the two.
What if being anonymous is the only way you've got to speak and organise against your government? Say, have the right to be publicly anonymous, publicly homosexual, without being beaten up or put in prison?
Well, that is that is true, but you can create. I don't know. That's a tough one.
I would say
You have to think about all of the scenarios and not just one when you're creating rules for these issues, don't you? So I'm guessing you'll agree with this statement. In the book, we hear that Mark Zuckerberg said, "The days of you having a different image for your work friends and your co-workers, and for the other people you know, have probably come to an end. Are probably coming to an end pretty quickly. Having two identities for yourself is a lack of integrity." That's something I take it you'd agree with then?
Yeah, like, I'm myself around every single person I meet because I really don't care what people think of me. You're either going to like me as I am, or you're not going to like me. And why should I try and change and pretend something that I'm not just to please someone? It makes you a weaker person, and it makes you less of a person, I reckon, if you're going to pretend that you're something that you're not. And how can you form relationships and friendships on something that you're not? And it makes life so much harder if you're going to close up and pretend to be someone else.
But the question is not, should you pretend to be someone else? Should other people around the world have the right to go online without using their real name?
Well,
No, I don't think so.
No.
If especially if they steal someone else's identity and they claim to be them, I think it's wrong because they could use my, for example, identity, and I think it's just wrong.
Well, that's a different thing altogether.
I didn't.
It's not taking somebody's identity; it's creating.
I know,
It's creating, but why? Why lie to someone? I think it's wrong.
It's not lying to somebody. I'm not saying pretending to be someone else. I'm saying putting a message on the internet. Well, just having that message one step removed from yourself.
Yeah, but it's illegal to use a different name anyway. If
He's
you're gonna
mean that, for example, if someone wants to like put something across but they don't want to be seen and known, I think that's great. There are some places that you can go and do stuff like that, but when it comes to the point where like you have to be anonymous, like, and to talk to someone, like, for example, like use like someone else's name, I think that's where they would go wrong.
So,
How do you feel about people using social media and websites online anonymously?
As long as it doesn't hurt anyone, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of, you can use it for its benefits. Obviously, once like if you want to be private about yourself, that's fine. But once you don't use that as a kind of way to go against somebody, I think it's perfectly fine. So.
Okay. Right. So there's instances where being anonymous can help you, perhaps, if you're maybe searching for questions or are looking for help, and maybe you're not ready to give out your full name. And I suppose in a way we always teach you to be private, perhaps not give out your full name, remain a little bit anonymous in a way, not necessarily hiding who you really are, but hiding parts of who you are and hiding parts of your identity so you're not putting yourself in danger. Are there instances then, or what kind of instances would you see where being anonymous can indeed be quite hurtful or quite bad?
Catfish, have you ever seen the TV show? It's on MTV. It's about people who meet, like, they think they meet the love of their life through, like, Facebook or the internet, but then the majority of times turns out to be people who are fake people, like, not really who they'd planned to fall in love with.
Right.
And then those people's feelings get hurt, obviously, because they were like mentally involved in that relationship, and then it wasn't real.
So if you're trying to establish a relationship through Facebook or an online dating site or something similar, you would suggest that perhaps then you give away a little bit more not necessarily personal details, but more genuine details about
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, more realistic details,
More
especially.
realistic detail. You're not making up a persona.
Let me just, basically I reckon that depends what your cause is for. On a day-to-day basis you should be yourself. But if you're going to have particular cause that you possibly need to use a different name, it's still possible for you to make another account, put a different name across just for that purpose. And it can cause a lot of good, like in Syria, etc., or Egypt and stuff, but you shouldn't lie to people around you and people close to you. So it's a grey area, I'd say, where you have to know what you can do and what you can't do, in my opinion.
Okay. The author of the book, Clive Thompson, suggests broadcasting your thoughts is at once valuable and risky. But since the benefits are immediate and powerful, and the risks are merely uncertain, we tend to stick with it. You are members of the first generation to have been able to broadcast your thoughts and secrets in real time to everyone you've ever met. How does this make you feel?
Great, it gives me so many more opportunities to do everything I want to do. I could become a director, I could become someone well known, or increase my popularity, or have my work noticed by so many more people now because I have the opportunity.
How do you think young people can maximise the benefits and reduce the risks?
Behave appropriately, think about what you're doing, think about what you're going to say, think twice, don't do something silly, don't put a nude out there, don't trust everyone immediately, don't open up too much, be yourself, but don't tell everyone everything about yourself.
And talk to people, talk about it like person you love or like parents. I'm sure they will understand.
Okay, I'd like to take this chance to thank you all for participating. To end, we thought rather than play you a video that we made, we'll play you a video a group of children in Spain made using a computer game. The aim of our project is to bring young people like yourselves into the conversation on social media and the internet. Many of you that are still in school already know much more than most adults about the internet, so it is you who can tell us the most about getting the balance right between keeping young people safe and helping them to unleash the power of the internet. Please send us your thoughts, be they in video, picture, animation, or any other format, and we'll share them with your peers across Europe. We want every idea that we share to start a debate on our social media pages, and we want all of you that are watching to join in the conversation online. We'll be offering a prize to the winning submission. The deadline for entries is the 1st of April 2014. Head to generationz.eu/competition to find out more. You can receive updates on Tumblr, Facebook, Twitter, or Google+, and you can contact us anonymously to ask us anything at generationz.eu/ask. Thank you again for taking part, all of you. We'd also like to thank the European Commission for funding this project, which is part of the Impact on Relationships project under the Daphne III programme of the European Union. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.
Goodbye.